I like to start with a quote. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. This quote was by Aristotle. Folks, how often do you spend time to reflect and introspect? Do you allow space and time to pause and reflect where you're going, how you're getting there, and why you're going there? There's another quote I want to share. The philosophy of the wisest man that ever existed is mainly derived from the act of introspection. This quote was by Godwin. In this episode, I explore how reflection serves as a mirror to your past actions, while introspection is an X-ray for examining your inner motivations and intentions. What do you feel you need at this present moment? I'm also going to share how this useful framework can help you increase your self-awareness. Tune in to find out. Let's cue the intro. Welcome to the Boom Vision Podcast, the show that empowers you to live an enriching life physically, mentally, and spiritually. I am your host, Benjamin Ye, and I created this podcast to give you perspectives on how to strengthen your mindset so that you can build optimal health, create aligned wealth, and connect with your higher self. It's all interconnected. Let's get to work. Hi folks, welcome to episode 83 of the Boom Vision Podcast. In the past few weeks, I came across the topic of reflection and introspections a few times in different settings in such a short period of time. And that usually tells me it's a sign from the universe that it's on top of people's minds. So let's talk about it. What's the difference between reflection and introspection? Why is this important? So let's start with some definitions. The definition of reflection is giving serious thought or consideration. The definition of introspection is the examination or observation of one's own mental and emotional processes. Now, the first time that this came up, I was in a group setting. An example I gave was imagining a lighthouse. If you close your eyes and imagine you are a lighthouse. Now, what's the purpose of a lighthouse? The purpose of a lighthouse is to help ships navigate by guiding them in and out of the harbor in a safe manner. Its purpose is also to keep the ships safe, to warn them of any dangers or any shallow areas of the water. Now, as you close your eyes and imagine a lighthouse, I see reflection as understanding where and how far your lighthouse shines. What are the areas that your light's able to see? And what are the areas that the light coming out of your lighthouse is not able to see, or like your blind spots? That to me is like a reflection of understanding the capabilities of how far your lighthouse is able to see and serve. Now, what is introspection? Introspection is like asking yourself, do you have enough energy and power for the electricity to power your lighthouse? Are you fully charged, or is your energy low and depleted? It's looking within. Introspection is realizing, wow, I actually have the ability and power to change the light bulb to emit a different color coming out of my lighthouse, to emit a different energy. Introspection is examining why you focus your light in certain areas. Are you focusing your light on just the dangers of the harbor? Or are you shining your light to the path of safety? Or perhaps do you do a little bit of both? Now, in a different instance where reflection and introspection came up, this was at one of my mastermind groups. I use a different analogy. I shared this example of holding a full water bottle. If you think about a full water bottle, it probably weighs like 1 pound. It's actually pretty easy to pick up, right? It's not a heavy thing and it's not a burden if you just hold it in your hand. But the way I described it to my group was that, can you imagine holding the water bottle and taking a sip of water versus can you imagine holding the water bottle for an hour straight? can you imagine holding a water bottle for a full day? Even though that water bottle weighs 1 pound, over time, it's going to feel heavier and heavier. And so reflection to me is having an awareness of, wow, I'm actually holding this water bottle, but wait, it looks polluted. It doesn't look clean. It doesn't look like it's drinkable. Wait, why am I carrying this? Why am I carrying this baggage? Introspection is realizing, wow, I've been carrying this water bottle for 16 years. I never realized how heavy this water bottle has become. And it's polluted. Wait, I don't need to carry this anymore. Why do I keep carrying this? What purpose does it serve? And so while I'm sharing these two different examples, the main takeaway I want you to get from today's episode is this. When you have a desire to become more self-aware, I'd like you to consider reflecting, introspecting, or perhaps a balance of both. You guys know how much I love analogies, so a visual analogy that you can imagine is this. Visualize reflection as a mirror. When you see a mirror in front of you, it allows me to reflect on myself. A mirror allows me to identify areas of myself that I can see and areas of myself that I cannot see, my blind spots. A mirror is a very helpful tool to help me attune to what's really going on in my physical body, reflecting on my mental body, my energetic body, my spiritual body. On the other hand, imagine introspection as an X-ray. An X-ray can help me identify what's going on underneath the surface level of what I'm only able to see with my own eyes. An X-ray can help me understand, giving me a better glimpse of, wait, what exactly is the root cause? What's the intention? What's the why that's impacting what I'm seeing popping up on the surface? And so with that said, what are this week's action steps to help increase your self-awareness? Let's use the CAL method, the CAL method. So the first step is C. Calm yourself in whatever method that works for you. Is this meditation? Is this breathing, breath work, and just being fully present? Is it yoga? Is it running? Whatever method that works for you to be in a calm state of mind. And once you're in a calm state of mind, the second step is A. A stands for awareness. I want you to bring awareness to your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body. I want you to imagine in a safe space, closing your eyes, and imagine that you're standing on top of a hillside with a gentle breeze. As you're standing still and feeling grounded on the hilltop, I want you to imagine two objects that magically appear in front of you. On one side, you have a full body mirror, and on the other side, you have an X-ray machine that can scan your body and tell you what's underneath. Now, as you're imagining these two objects in front of you on that hilltop, I want you to bring awareness. Which object do you at that present moment gravitate towards? Which object does your eyes focus on seeing? Do you feel the mirror or do you feel the X-ray is calling your attention? There's really no right or wrong answer to this. It's just bringing awareness. This is why A stands for awareness. It's just bringing awareness. What is seeking your attention? And then the third step is L. L stands for language. Now I want you to ask yourself as you're observing which object you're gravitating towards. The first question is this. Why am I drawn to this object? Is it a mirror or is it an X-ray? Just ask yourself, why am I drawn to this? And see what surfaces and unfolds for you. And just sit with that. Depending on whether it's the mirror or the X-ray that you're focused on, it's giving you a glimpse of what your spirit wants you to perhaps focus your attention to. Is it an area of your life that you need to reflect? Or is it an area of your life that you need to introspect? The second question I want to ask is, what part of my mind, body, or emotion needs my attention at this present moment? Is there something going on physically with you? mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Is there something that you feel as you reflect and introspect that needs a little bit of TLC, a little bit of tender love and care? I just want you to bring awareness to yourself. This is meant to be a very gentle exercise. So, final thoughts for today's episode. There's a quote I want to share. To know yourself as the being underneath the thinker, the stillness underneath the mental noise, the love and joy underneath the pain, is freedom, salvation, enlightenment. This quote was by Eckhart Tolle. I hope today's episode inspires you to pause and reflect and introspect. Whether it's a mirror or an x-ray, I hope that you learn some tools today to help you bring some more self-awareness about yourself, on what's going on with your mind, body, emotions, and soul. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Send me a DM on Instagram at Benjamin Ye and let me know if this framework or today's episode was helpful. Until next time, folks, be kind to yourself. Be in the light. Be you. Thank you so much for tuning in to my Boom Vision podcast. If you'd like to find out more about me and this podcast, head over to benjaminye.com. That's spelled BenjaminYeh.com. If you haven't already, click subscribe and I'll catch you next time.